How do you sort out the so-called jargon from real-world practices that work? Do the members of your organization find some business or technology advice utterly confusing? Welcome to Real Talk with Sam Holcman. In this program, we set the record straight, and in terms that business people and technology people can understand. Now, here is your host, Sam Holcman.
Welcome to this edition of Real Talk. I'm Sam Holcman. Thanks for joining me on this particular broadcast. The topic today, possibly once again, is the use of words, not just for enterprise architects and business architects, but possibly also stakeholders. And the words that we're going to be discussing in this particular broadcast is the word ability and the word capability. And in previous broadcasts, I've discussed the concept of what a standard actually is. Briefly, a standard is more than just declaring something a standard. I've discussed the concept of best practices and what best practices actually are. And I've discussed the concept of what a framework is, a frame of reference versus a generalized statement of what a framework is. So in this particular broadcast, we're going to be talking about the word ability and capability. Because whether you're a stakeholder or an architect, you've probably been exposed to the concept of we're building or doing something with the word capabilities. Those words are not interchangeable. And what's important is that we clarify these things because we're doing this, but we're possibly not doing it at all because we don't understand the difference. And a capability encompasses the potential use of an ability and a skill effectively and efficiently, often in a specific context. So let's elaborate for a moment. The word ability, it describes a talent or a skill that allows a person or something to do something. It's being able to perform a task. For example, a person has the ability to play a piano, or a person has the ability to communicate. Now, what's a capability? That term goes beyond mere ability, and it's the potential use of those abilities effectively and efficiently. So it's not an ability, it's the effectively being able to do that or efficiently being able to do that. It's the capacity to perform a task with a high level of competence. For example, you may be able to speak a foreign language, but is there a capability to use it in a business setting? That would depend on things like how fluid are you in that particular language? Do you understand the culture, or do you understand the communication skills involved there? The other thing is that capabilities are context specific, meaning it depends on the situation, the environment, and what's the desired outcome. So, for example, I do like to exercise. I might have the ability to lift weights, but the capability to perform well in a weightlifting competition would depend on training, experience, rules, requirements of the competition. There is a major difference between ability and capability. So ability is the capacity to do something. Capability is effective and efficient. It suggests not just being able to perform a task, but also the resources, knowledge, and skills to do it. So, in essence, an ability is the foundation, while the capability is the manifestation of the foundation in a specific situation or for a particular purpose. So when you're building these representations, and when a stakeholder is talking about it, are you and they actually talking about abilities or capabilities? As you're seeing here, they're very different. And as I've said so many times, especially in the world of enterprise and business architecture, words have meaning. And if we ever want to actually become a profession, have got to get this right. Because what we're doing is representing something to our stakeholders. And as you can see here, the difference between an ability and a capability are vastly different. I hope this helps.
Thank you for tuning in to Real Talk. Be sure to join your host, Sam Holcman, again for another edition of our program. We'll have more real topics of discussion then. Thank you for tuning in to Real